my name is Lucy. What was life like for the Pilgrims at the Plymouth Colony?
Oh, hello. Our life after we arrived? Well, let's see. We had no place to live on shore. We went ashore right away, for we'd come to pretty near the end of our wood and our water, and so we needed to refresh ourselves with those, and to wash, for our bedding and our shirts and shifts were pretty loathsome. So we went ashore, but we retired back aboard ship, to sleep for shelter. We spent about 5 weeks, I think, anchored off the end of Cape Cod, off the tip of it there in the harbour, searching for some suitable place in which to settle, to seat ourselves. We set parties ashore of men ashore exploring in diverse places. Once we made the decision to settle in Plymouth, to build there, then we would go ashore to work, to cut timber and to cut thatch and to work. And sometimes we were hindered by bad weather and we had to stay aboard. Sometimes we were hindered by the tides and could not get ashore. So there were always some people living on shore and some still on the ship. And all of our time was occupied with building so that we could dispatch the ship away.
I'm Kathleen Curtin, and I'm a historian here at Plimoth Plantation. The first few years after the English colonists arrived here were very difficult. That first winter in particular, half of the number died. They were beset by what they called scurvy, but probably some sort of pneumonia or influenza, and a good number of people died, so they were left with only 50 people in the springtime. They built houses in that cold weather. They arrived here at Plymouth in December, so a really cold time of year with the full brunt of winter ahead of them. The primary sources, the documents left by the English colonists, talk about men coming from Mayflower, wading through the water, and their clothes freezing on them like armor as they came to shore. And I can't imagine anything more miserable than being that cold with no chance to warm yourself. They built houses as quickly as they could. The houses were simple, one-room cottages where they would eat, sleep, and work and cook, and pretty much all of the family activity took place there. That first year, a lot of families had perished. There were widows, there were children who were orphaned, and so they tried to knit themselves together into families, because they knew that was the better maintaining of themselves, was to come together in a family unit. In the springtime, there were marriages that were made, and so things sort of improved after that. Later ships came, and by 1627, which is the year we represent here, there are a little less than 200 people living here in the colony. By 1630, Boston arrives, and this place really takes off. Some 3,000 people come to Boston, and what had been a small foothold on the shore of New England becomes much bigger.